Would Tracy McGrady have challenged Shaquille O'Neal like Kobe Bryant? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, YouTube Nation, YouTube world? It's your boy BC. I know that everybody's been talking about the latest video of Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant, as we seen on ESPN First Take. And Tracy McGrady was talking about if he was in Kobe's position, he would have won multiple championships. And I like to know what y'all think. Y'all can leave in the comments and let me know. But it was a very interesting topic. But I'm going to show you the video of Tracy talking about it.
See your response. But for me, we have too many talented players that come through this league that are championship worthy. What I mean by that, if you take them off a team that is a championship quality team, replace me with Kobe with Shaq. I don't win a championship. You don't think I could carry the Lakers to a championship? Like, I've never had the opportunity.
Correct.
I felt like if I was put in that position to win a championship, I damn sure would show up and do what I do in the playoffs to elevate my team to that level. I just never had the chance. So do I get diminished because I never won a championship?
Right.
Yeah, that's what is it my fault?
That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Right. Is it my fault?
Now, all this happened was when LeBron James said we live in a championship culture, which that's a whole nother topic. I believe we always lived in a championship culture. Ever since sports was, created, it was always to win a championship. Queen had a song called We Are the Champions. The song wasn't called We Are Not the Champions. Everybody wants to win a championship. Everybody wants to win a title. And that's the whole goal, is to win a championship. You have 32 teams or whatever in the NBA. It only can be one champion. But the thing is, great players aren't diminished when they haven't won championships. You look at the Charles Barkley, and you look at T-Mac, for example. You look at all the great players who never won a championship. Even LeBron James mentioned Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is the best baseball player that I have ever seen, but he never won a ring. But baseball is different than basketball, just like football is different than basketball, because basketball players play both sides of the court. But I remember Tracy McGrady. Tracy McGrady was a player that I loved watching. It was a point where it was who was better at that time, Tracy McGrady or Kobe Bryant, because Tracy McGrady led the league in scoring. He was a beast on the offensive end. He could score just like Kobe could score. And it was going back and forth. Who was the better player? Even those guys, Kobe and Tracy, would go back and forth. If you saw in interviews and even on the court, they had battles. They would go at it. But Tracy said, as you seen in the video, if he had that chance, or he played with Shaq, he would have won those championships as well. But when your career is over and you're not playing anymore, you can say a whole lot of things. You can say if, and it's the old saying, if was the fifth, we all be drunk. But what I want to add here is Tracy McGrady was a great player. He played with Yao Ming for years. He played there in Orlando. And also he started his career playing with Vince Carter, who I thought with the pieces around those two guys, they would have been great there in Toronto. But it didn't work out. But the thing with Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant that separates these two guys for me is, would Tracy McGrady have challenged Shaquille O'Neal like Kobe Bryant? Would Tracy McGrady have challenged his other players like Kobe Bryant? You have to think, Shaquille O'Neal was an MVP, averaging over 30 points a game, over 10 rebounds. He was a beast, the most dominant player in the league. But Kobe Bryant still challenge Shaquille O'Neal. Kobe, he felt that he should have averaged 40 points a game and 20 rebounds. And those two guys was going back and forth at each other, butting heads, but they were still winning championships. But think about that. Kobe Bryant was challenging the most dominant player in the league, MVP player, MVP of the finals, was still challenging Shaquille O'Neal to be better. Kobe Bryant even went on the record to say if Shaq was in shape, he could have won more championships. But also in this situation, Tracy McGrady talks about he would have won with Shaquille O'Neal. Would Tracy McGrady, you think, would he have won 2 out of 3 championships with Pau Gasol? Who knows? Nobody knows this. It's good for TV. It's good for barbershop talk. That's why we're talking about it right now. But Kobe Bryant and Tracy McGrady, they were both elite players. But the only thing that stands out, would Tracy McGrady have challenged Shaquille O'Neal and his teammates like that? It's a lot of great players that have been in the NBA that didn't win championships. We can look at players like Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan challenged his players, Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Will Perdue. Will Perdue and Michael Jordan, they had a lot of friction. You look at Steve Kerr, him and Michael Jordan had a lot of frictions. As we go and see now, and even after the Last Dance, a lot of players that played on the Bulls come out that said that Michael Jordan was a horrible teammate because Michael Jordan was trying to get his teammates on his level and to be the best version as they could be when they get in between the lines. There's great players that do that. Then there's great players that never had to challenge their teammates to win championships. As you look at LeBron the first time at Cleveland, they had the best record in the league. They was top 3 defensively, but came playoffs, they exit early. One year they went to the finals, they played, and they got beat by the San Antonio Spurs. But those was good Cleveland teams. Those teams that LeBron, when he first played on Cleveland, they were good basketball teams. But did LeBron James challenge those players to be on another level? We don't know that. We wasn't inside the locker rooms. But did he challenge those players to get on his level? He goes to Miami. He didn't have to challenge D Wade. D Wade was already a finals MVP. All-star. He didn't have to challenge him. He didn't have to challenge Chris Bosh or Ray Allen or the Mike Millers or the Haslams, those guys that were on that team. He didn't have to challenge those players. They were successful. He went to Cleveland. He didn't have to challenge Kyrie Irving, who was a All-American first pick coming out of college. He didn't have to challenge Kevin Love, who was an all-star double-double guy. He didn't have to challenge those guys that was on the team and they were successful. He went to the Lakers. He didn't have to challenge the Caldwell Popes, the Dwight Howards, the JaVale McGee, and all those guys that was on that team, the Anthony Davis. He didn't have to challenge those guys. So it's a different level there. You could be great, but are you challenging your players to be great? It's like Gilbert Arenas that's in the video. I would have paid my hard-earned money to watch Gilbert Arenas play. I remember Gilbert Arenas would be on TV playing for the Washington Bullets, and I will watch the game because he was that guy. He was a great player to watch. But did he challenge his players to go to another level? And that's not only on the offensive end, that's on the defensive end. So we can sit here and argue all day. Would Tracy McGrady have won 3 championships in a row, a three-peat? We don't know that. But the question is, did Tracy McGrady challenge his players to be on another level? We go back and we look at Michael Jordan. I think Michael Jordan is the greatest player that I have ever seen. If Michael Jordan retired in 93 and had 3 rings and never came back, he still would be the greatest player I ever seen. Do I think great players have to win a ring to put them on another level? Yes. I don't diminish Tracy McGrady or the Charles Barkley or the Chris Webbers or the guys who didn't win a championship ring, the Bernard Kings. They were great. But when you win a championship, it puts you on another level. It puts you on another tier. It's not diminishing how great you were, but it puts you on another level. But you gotta look at Michael Jordan's situation. He challenged his guys. Scottie Pippen came from Central Arkansas. He wasn't an All-American in college. He didn't play at Duke. He didn't play at North Carolina. He didn't play at Kentucky or Kansas. He played at Central Arkansas. I remember when Scottie Pippen came in the league, Brad Sellers was starting over him. But he was challenged by Michael Jordan to go to another level, and he became one of the best players in the league on the defensive end and on the offensive end. So you have to look at, would Tracy McGrady have challenged Shaquille O'Neal the way that Kobe Bryant challenged Shaquille O'Neal? Would have Tracy McGrady challenged Pau Gasol the way as Kobe Bryant challenged Pau Gasol? Everybody knows when you went to LA, you had to deal with Kobe. You had to. Either you liked him or you didn't, but you had to bring your best game. If you didn't, he would let you know. So leave in the comments. Let me know what you think. There has been a lot of great players. Did they challenge their teammates to go to another level? We don't know. We wasn't there. But that's what separates Tracy McGrady and Kobe Bryant with me, is challenging your players to go to another level. And a lot of teammates don't like it, and some do. But leave in the comments, let me know what you think about the Tracy McGrady and the Kobe Bryant situation.